In 208 days we went from this to this. This journey wasn't easy, we had to figure out a lot. But we went on and figured it out and built a full-on civilization in Minecraft Skyblock. Of course we had to figure out how to do everything since we were completely new to Skyblock. We had to build a cobblestone generator, a tree farm and so on. In the beginning we were mining all night to get more cobblestone to build and extend our platform. And our next goal was to set up a nether portal so we could go to the nether and build a gold farm. So what we actually did is we put some wooden planks on top of the lava and the cobblestone generator, not clicking on the lava because then it would disappear of course, but just hanging it above it and then connecting it with wooden planks to the nether portal, hoping that it would catch on fire and light up the nether portal, and it actually did. So we hadn't researched this, it just worked out like we were lucky I guess. Then we got to building our gold farm, with some help from YouTube videos of course, but it was probably the hardest thing we had to do so far and we died a lot of times. So luckily this wasn't a hardcore world because we would have failed very hard. And this gold farm actually worked out really well because it just gave us an endless amount of gold. And then we started creating extra stuff. We placed some extra ovens so we could create some nice looking stone for our buildings. We extended our platform. And of course created some nice shelter. And we made everything look pretty neat, if I might say. We got some farms set up. Especially the melon farm was a pretty successful thing since we had zombies spawning and we could use the bone meal to extend the farm a little quicker. Yeah, we had some piglin issues. They were getting through our portal. And then we extended a little more and I started building some pretty cool buildings. And our little town was already coming to life. Well, let's call it a village for now. But it was getting somewhere. And we eventually also captured a piglin brood and we figured out how to trade with them, which was pretty easily afterwards. And that's a way to get gravel, and with the gravel we were able to create more dirt so we could extend our farms and land, and that made everything a lot easier. Look at all these melons! Nice, we gotta extend this even further. Oh my god, so much food. And then we got a massive mob spawner, which accelerated the amount of resources we were getting, like redstone, also gold, but also bone meals and stuff, gunpowder, and that's all what we needed. Fermented spider eyes, because we wanted to brew a cocktail. And you also know what spawns in a mob spawner? Well, zombified villagers. And if you get a zombified villager, you're actually able to cure them so that they can become a normal villager. And of course you can use the normal villagers to let them work for you in a forge or whatever, and then they can craft armor for you and all that kind of stuff once they're upgraded. And that was our goal. And of course to brew potions you need to find a nether fortress, because you need blaze rod and blaze powder and all that stuff. And it wasn't too easy in Skyblock to find a nether fortress. I watched multiple YouTube videos about, oh well, you have to build 30 slabs in that direction, 30 slabs in that direction. Well, it wasn't working. I had to build like 1,000 slabs in one direction to be able to find one. And I almost gave up. I was almost like, I'm done with this. But we didn't give up, okay? And we got everything on footage of us building these bridges slab by slab, which was a hell. I can tell you that. It was really a hell. But we did it. We did it. We succeeded. We're victorious.
It doesn't end. It doesn't end.
Okay, so now we had all the ingredients to create the potions to cure the zombified villagers into regular villagers, but we first had to build a platform. So that's what we did. We built this platform. It was quite big, gotta be honest, but eventually it wasn't big enough because we built a lot more, but you'll see it at the end. But we had the platform, so now we had to catch a villager, which was a lot harder than we expected it to be. Gotta be honest, like, to catch one and then put it in a boat and drag it to the other side, it wasn't that easy, but we did it. We managed, and we cured one, and we had our first villager, which was epic.
Okay, fuck, I'm gonna die. I fucked up. How are we gonna do this? Oh, it's in. Great. Now I should be able. Whoa, no, it's still hitting me. Dude, it doesn't work like that on the video. Like what we've seen on the YouTube video, it doesn't work. I can't pedal it. It will attack me.
So eventually figured out we had to use a lead to pull it to the other side, which we managed, but then we completely forgot about it being a zombified villager, which means it's a zombie, and zombies can't live during daylight because they will burn. So we moved it a couple of centimeters, and well, apparently it was in the shadows before, and then started burning when we moved it, and it disappeared, so we had to do everything over again during nighttime, which we did, and we still succeeded, so no worries. So I was constantly filming the villager, well at least the zombified villager, for it to turn into a regular villager. I wanted to get it on camera, especially with the first one. But then I walked away for a couple of seconds just to get some wood and stuff, some food. And then it turned into a regular villager. You can still see the goal in the bottom. And if you look at the screen a little bit in the back, you see it turning actually. So I got proof.
Woohoo! We did it! We got one! Nice. Oh my god, I'm so happy with this.
So then I figured out how the villagers were actually working, and that I had to trade with them to level them up and to be able to get better stuff from them. And for the flesher, I figured out the wooden sticks was the easiest one. Since we had a tree farm, we were trading wooden sticks for emeralds, so we got emeralds in return. He was leveling up, and I would be able to use the emeralds on my next villager, which we still had to capture and like transform from a zombified villager to a regular villager. But our goal was to get a full village, which we eventually got. So here in this next part you see us actually doing the full creation, well the full transformation from a zombified villager to a regular villager. So we captured it here, we pulled it in with a lead, throwing the weakening potion. I had to think about it, but it was a weakening potion on the zombified villager. It makes it weaker, and then give him the golden apple. Leave him in the boat of course, because otherwise it will attack you. And then after a while, it turns into a regular villager, and then you got one. You gotta make sure you give him a bed though. And if you want him to turn into a certain profession, like a fletcher, you need a fletching table, or you need an armor stone, or however you want to call it, blast furnace to create armor, I guess. You got all these different kind of things, but you can Google them. If you put them close to the bed, you put everything close to each other, it takes the profession. And they can even create children, like little villagers. Yeah, they can get children if you get two villagers close to each other with two beds, both a table. The table isn't actually necessary to create children, but they do need two beds. You need a safe environment, a roof, like a house or just a regular roof. We started off with a simple roof, and they need food. Just give them a bunch of food, and then they will create children. It's weird, but it works. So once we got the hang of it, of well, capturing the villagers and like transforming them, or the zombified villagers and transforming them into regular villagers, we went all out and we just started capturing them one by one, and they started breeding children, and we started creating a huge village. And after a while we had no more space, so we started building houses. We were like, we were keeping them in cages, as you can see in the video. So we started building houses because we wanted to create a real village with them living in houses together, they getting children, so the community could get like huge, and we wanted one of every profession. We eventually got like the toolsmith, and it gave us the possibility to get like diamond tools once he was upgraded to the max level, like the master level, which takes a lot of trading, but once you reach it, you get like endless possibilities with tools and stuff. You even get like enchanted diamond pickaxes for efficiency and stuff, which is really cool. So once we got our villagers set up, and they were actually master level, at least the first few villagers, we got a lot more later in the game. We got the farmer, the armorer, the toolsmith, the weaponsmith. So we had the fletcher, we had some great stuff, so everything was great. The farmer was also epic, because you get like golden apples and melons and stuff from them, which make you heal faster. And then on the left side you see the building starting to grow, and that's our warehouse. That's where we're keeping our stuff, since we were trading that much, and especially in the Nether as well with the gold farm and then the gold trading with the piglin brutes. They gave us so much stuff that we actually went in turbo speed, and then the world started growing really fast, as you can see in the next couple of minutes from this video. So next up we did something that's probably not the way you're supposed to play Skyblock. So once we've done pretty much everything in this game, we had the villagers and all set up, and of course we were still building, but we wanted to do something next level. So we went to the Nether fortress that we found in the Nether, of course, and then inside the Nether fortress we built a Nether portal, went through the portal, and then we got to mainland. That's crazy, right? So we got to mainland and it kind of felt like cheating, so what we were about to do was build a bridge from the mainland to our Skyblock floating city island, however you want to call it, which was quite a big deal. It was a lot of effort, but eventually we managed, but that's something you'll see at the end of the video, because we didn't do it right away. We built it part by part by part, and it took us very long, like weeks, days in real life, not in Minecraft life. Like, it was crazy how many blocks we had to place. But you'll see it in this video. And then we started building crazy stuff because we wanted to create an epic island, and this is one of Bodil's buildings. It's actually a huge Statue of Liberty, but then of a villager, which is pretty epic. You see her building it. It's crazy how much effort went into this. It's not done here yet, but you'll see it in a second. Which is probably one of the coolest buildings we've got. This was like the main entrance of the villager village. And eventually we started building houses in front of it. Like, these are still the cages where they were living in. And now we started building some houses because we wanted to create like a real village. Which went really quick. Those iron golems, by the way, and those cats, they just spawn once you get a village. Once you get a couple of villagers, they create little kids and stuff, and they start expanding. You get like iron golems, and you get like cats. And we didn't kill the iron golems for iron, because we didn't need any. Because we had the toolsmith and all that stuff, which made it easier for us. Then we expanded actually pretty fast. We got a whole village set up, and all the add-ons, and we are actually pretty set and done for Minecraft Skyblock. And then we had Bodil's extensive journey here, which was really fun to see, because this is the first time of me reviewing this footage. I didn't know about it, I wasn't playing at this moment, but she took all these farm animals and brought them to our Skyblock, traveling through the portal, through the Nether, from the overworld through the Nether to our Skyblock city, village, however you want to call it. And it's quite the effort. This is like, dude, like 6 or 7 hours of footage of her dragging these farm animals all the way through the Skyblock. That's some serious dedication. I was like laughing my ass off seeing this. Look at her trying to solve this. This last part was quite tricky, but she almost fucked up in the end. I don't know how she pulled this off, but she did it with all these animals, and it's crazy. But she got them too, even both of them. And in a minute she's also gonna drag cows and stuff, and oh my god, it's funny. Funny as fuck. And these llamas just spawn. These are from the wandering traders. And they just spawn, I don't know, everything just spawns in Skyblock. I don't know what's up with it. Like, everything just started spawning as soon as we set up a village. And here she has all the animals, and she's just breeding them till there's a shitload of them. So we actually got crazy Skyblock adventure here, and crazy world that we built. But we did put in a lot of hours to create this, so. And we got up a little speed run, well, a speed build of her farmhouse, because that was a crazy build. I couldn't do this any other way. She put no commentary in her video, so I have to like voice over it. Otherwise, there's no point in reviewing it. But look at this. This is how it finished. How she finished it up, and that's looking crazy. That's a sick ass barn. She might have gotten some ideas from the internet, but still, that's crazy to build. That's really difficult, and that's a lot of work. I can tell you. Definitely in Skyblock. You're like endlessly chopping wood and stuff. But respect. And this was actually a whole Skyblock adventure. I'm gonna do a quick tour around the island now with some cool edits and stuff. So I'll stop talking for now. Already want to say thank you. Don't forget to like, subscribe at the end of the video. Enjoy this last part. Bye.